Hello, Kim here from Keep Fit with Kim and Sit to Get Fit. Today I have a legs and bum workout that can be done standing or seated. Just be careful that you aren't going to stand on anything sharp if you're working in bare feet and that your chair is stable. You only need two things for this workout. You need a fitness band. You're not going to manage it without a fitness band. Have one that's a strength that's suitable for you. This is a really light one. The one I use in the workout is a much stronger band. So you pick one that's to your level. And you also need a ball. We're going to put this between our knees and squeeze. If you don't have that, you can use a pillow or anything else that you can just squeeze in with your knees. Okay, let's get started. Hello, welcome to today's class. Like to sit upright, walk forward to the front of your chair, make sure your chair is nice and stable, feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward, solidly on the chair. Just start with sunrise circles, so just opening up through the chest, keep the arms about head height. Let's start with toe taps. Just lifting and lowering the toes. Okay, let's change that. Alternate heel raises. So here, lift the heel and lower. Just lift and lower. If you want to let the arms swing as well, you can. Whatever's comfortable for you. Single toes forward, so you're pointing forward and back. Down, down. Forward and back. Forward and back, just tapping that toe forward. Open up into sunrise circles again. Sitting tall, think of lifting the chest, retracting the chin. Legs out to the side this time. So out, right and back, left and back, right and back, left and back. We need the band for our first exercise today. I want you to hip walk forward on your chair and you're going to place the band securely underneath the foot. And you're going to hold the band with the little finger coming out at the side. I'm guessing you've already checked that your band isn't perished, that it's nice and safe. Make sure it's securely under your foot. We don't want it flipping up and hurting you. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Think about your posture. Watch that you're not slumped back. Sit nice and tall, chin retracted. Pull your tummies in, keep breathing. Now, there's no slack in the band, but no tension either. You're going to lift that foot up without using the band. So the band is just either side of your knee. Now, I want you to push that foot away and at the same time, pull the arms back. Now watch you're not twisting the foot right or left as you do that. Come back and then the foot goes down on its own. So you lift and push, bring it back, take it down. Try and keep that head up, but also as you come and let that foot go out, just see that you've not twisted your foot out to the side. I'll turn back. So as we go out, the foot is going straight forward. It isn't coming out to the side or inwards. In and down. Now, pulling the belly in, core breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Band is slack, pulling back as you push. Band is slack but loose. I'm going to do two more if you can. If you've had enough now, then please rest. Just do as many as you can. And if you struggle with this one, it's definitely a workout to come back to. Bring it in and bring it down. That will have worked quite a lot of muscles. Your thigh, your hip flexor, which is the muscle across the top of the hip. We can do exactly the same on the other side. So make sure the band's nice and secure. Just off slack here, hands by the knees. You're going to lift the leg up on its own. You're going to push and pull. You're going to release. You're going to take it down. You're going to lift. Push and pull. Bring it in. Take it down. Lift it up. And remember, as always, you do as many as you're comfortable doing. If you're finding it too easy, you maybe need to get a slightly stronger band. Too hard, an easier band. Other option is to make it easier. You take the hands a little bit further away on the band. Or you take them a bit closer to make it easy, make it harder even. Okay. And release, okay. Those legs a little bit of a shake. Next exercise we're going to do is going to work these muscles here. So these are the muscles that stop us walking along with our feet turned out. So start with your feet and knees together. Feet are pointing forward, and you're going to wrap the band around your legs. So make sure it's nice and flat. Lay it over the top. Tuck it underneath and flip it over the top. If you've got a long band, then put the excess out of the way. Make sure there's a little bit of tension here. We want to be working the outer thighs. Now, what I want you to do is just turn the toes and heels out a little bit so there's a bit of gap, but both feet are pointing forward. And you're going to lift that right leg out to the side and bring it back. So you're still sitting forward on your chair. Take it out. Bring it in. Now, if you're finding that too hard, keep going those that can. You can just do a little smaller movement, just rocking onto the outside of the knees. And also, you can wrap the band and just adjust accordingly by tightening or loosening if you're doing both legs. If you're just doing the one, it's a lot easier to wrap and open and out. I'm guessing those that were doing the harder version will have finished, so let's go to the other side. If you were doing the easier version, or you have already just stopped, then by all means, join back in. So watch as you do this, that you're taking the leg out to the side. The knee is going, the bottom of the leg is just flopping. You're not just taking the foot out to the side, you're taking the knee out. You're really going to feel that in the side of your hip, the back of your buttocks. One more if you can. And release. Should we do something a little easier? So I'm going to put my band out of the way. You can sit a little bit further back on your chair. I've got about halfway along my legs. Try not to lean back in the chair, sitting nice and upright. I'm going to take my arms to the side and relax them. And what I want you to do is just clench your bottom cheeks and release. I'm going to turn sideways again. So when I clench, I'm lifting up and down. You're not really going to notice a big movement here, but you will know, you will feel those muscles engaging and releasing. Engaging and releasing. Try and avoid holding your breath here. Release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze. And if you can also pull up your pelvic floor at the same time, if you're able. I'm not going to talk you through that one. If you know what you're doing for the pelvic floor and your brain will allow you to do both together, then do both. Squeeze. And release. Squeeze and hold. Keep the breath going though. And release. Well done. We're going to go on to the ball now. So if you don't have a ball, I do have a ball. You're going to find something else to put between your knees. Sit forward on your chair again. So again, I'm right on the edge of the chair with my knees directly above my ankles. Feet are about hip width apart. Now, so check, hip width is not here. Centre of the hips, centre of the knees lined up, roughly. And then put that ball in between. Now, if you have a very thin cushion you're using, or a pair of socks, you might need to bring your feet a little bit closer. If your ball's a little bit bigger, you might actually find that you have to be here, but knees above the ankles. And all we're going to do is just squeeze together, so and release. Squeeze that together. And you're going to really feel those inner thighs engage. Squeeze and release. Squeeze. And just adjust the ball so that it's comfortable. So if it's uncomfortable against your knee joints, pull it back a little bit. If you find that's not giving you the right amount of workout for you, then adjust it accordingly. You will know where you feel that exercise. And my hands are nicely rested, shoulders relaxed, chin up, tummy muscles engaged, and you're breathing out. And in. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Don't forget again, you can stop if you've had enough. And release. Okay, let's put the ball out of the way. Now for the next exercise, we're going to come to standing for those that can. If you're not happy standing, you can just lift here. I've changed the camera angle so that you can see me. Standing behind your chair, you're going to do this exercise. You can hold onto the chair with minimal pressure, so just fingertips if you need to, or you can do it without using your hands. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see, and all we're going to do is lift up onto the toes and take it down. Now I'm coming up a long way. My feet are very flexible and short. If you've got much bigger feet, if your ankles are weak, or if your feet are very inflexible, you might only be coming 1/4 of an inch off the floor, a few centimetres. Now, when you do this, I want you to be really aware of what's happening with your ankles. If they're sort of doing this, you're not in control. So make it smaller, make it controlled. You're going to work your calf muscles. You're going to work the muscles that stabilise your ankles, and you're going to mobilise your feet. When you've had enough, stop. You can always join back in. If you need a rest, just walk through the heels. And let's go again. So those that were doing really well there can lift one leg and just do the one leg. Here you probably will need some balance, a chair for balance, but stay with both feet. Or if you've had enough already, sit down on the chair and just do the same movement seated without the extra weight on the top. Well done. And let's change legs. If you've had enough, just walk through the feet again. Just give it a bit of a rest. Let the blood flow. And again, only lift as high as you're comfortable lifting. Doesn't have to be as high as I am. Just walk it through. Now make sure your ball is out of the way. I'm turning my chair around. You can still stand behind your chair, but watch you're not going to trip. Now, if your balance isn't good, start about from here where you can touch your chair. If you don't need it, then it doesn't matter as much. And I want you to come up onto the toes. Again, it doesn't have to be very high. And we're going to walk forward on the toes. And then turn round. So watch that you don't twist your ankle as you turn. Keep it nice and safe. Forward and turn. So if you're good with that one, I'm going to ask you to walk backwards, but I will leave that up to you, ideally without the chair, or you can press your hands together, which will help with the balance. Keep the head up, try not to look down at your feet, that will also help with your balance. And then once you've had enough, give it a rest. Maybe give the ankles a bit of a circle. You can sit down for that if you need to. Okay, one more. Let's try heel walk. So we're going to walk on our heels forward. And you can either turn round carefully or you can walk back. And again, if you don't need the chair, then you can walk a little bit further. But if you need the chair, just slide your hand along until you get to the end and walk back. And then just walk through. Just give it a bit of a rest. Lovely. We're going to do some stretches now, which I'm going to do seated for everyone. So your chair should still be facing the front. I want you to sit on the edge of your chair facing me, and you're going to keep the ankles directly under the knees. You're sitting forward, nice posture, and I want you to straighten out that right leg. Hands are going to come onto the bent leg. So again, the bent leg. Let's sit at an angle. That will make it a bit easier for you to see. Hands are on the bent leg, and you're going to sit nice and tall. And you're going to come forward from the waist, only from the waist, until you feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Now, some of you are going to be here and feeling that already, so don't worry. Keep the upper back nice and straight. The spine's nice and neutral, nicely stacked, head retracted. Keep that chin back, keep that chest in its normal position as you just lean forward until you feel the stretch in the leg. It doesn't matter how far forward you come, it matters how much stretch you're getting in that leg. That is going to give you the stretch we want. Okay, and release. Sitting back upright. And now what I want you to do is flex the foot and just slide that ankle a little bit further away until you feel the stretch in the calf muscle, so in the lower leg, and just hold that. So you're sitting up right now, all the work is being done by the foot. Now, I'm going to grab my band. If you still have your band nearby, and you want to, you can use the band. Try not to pull it against the toes, put it sort of between the centre and the ball of the foot, and that will pull back. But that's optional. You can just slide the heel away and use that. Oh, lovely. Okay, let's change sides. So again, left leg goes out straight. Hands go on the bent leg. You're going to sit tall. Foot is softly flexed, and you're just going to come forward until you feel that stretch in the back of the leg. You are seated forward on your chair so that it's sort of in the crease of your bum, the crease between your bum and your leg, so that you get that stretch in the hamstring, the back of the thigh. Okay, and then you have the choice. You either sit upright first and slide that heel away, or if you want to, you can grab your strap. Depends whether you put it out of the way totally. And just a little bit of tension. As long as you're feeling the stretch in the back of the calf, it should be a comfortable stretch. So you're going to feel that there's a stretch there, but it shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, ease off. Lovely. And I'm going to do one last stretch with you today. Now, anyone who's had a hip replacement, this is a definite no. And if you've got hip problems, you probably don't want to do this one. So I will leave this up to your own sense. So use your own discretion here. We're going to take the ankle onto the opposite knee and let that knee drop down. So I'm going to stand briefly so that you can see, but I'm roughly that sort of position with the ankle on the fleshy part of the leg just above the knee of the other leg. And we're going to let that knee drop down towards the floor. Now, some of you might find you're up here, but you're going to feel that stretch in the hip. So we worked that hip quite hard earlier, but only do this if you don't have hip issues, and definitely not if you've had a hip replacement or you've got knee issues. So listen to your body. I feel this in my hip. I feel this here. You're going to feel it in all sorts of places on the leg, maybe the inner thighs, maybe here and in the bum. If you're feeling it badly in your knee, then maybe it isn't the stretch for you and you leave this one out. Let's release. Give it a little bit of a shake out. Let's change sides. Bring the other leg up, outside of the ankle, on the knee, and open out. You're sitting tall. Think of your posture. Engage the core. The shoulders relax down. Ankle is directly under the other knee. Head is up, chin retracted, letting that knee go down. I'm not pushing on it. I'm just letting it go down with gravity. Lovely. I said that was the last stretch. I'm going to do one more. Now, you can either sit on the front of the chair and take that leg out to the side and feel that stretch on the inner thigh. So I'm holding onto the chair, making sure it's nice and solid, and taking it out. or you can stand up. And if you're standing up, feet are pointing forward, and you're just going to take it across to the side and stick the bottom out slightly until you feel that stretch. But if that hurts your knee, you can do the same thing, seated. Let's change those legs. You need to bring this one in slightly. Take that one out and feel the stretch on the inner thigh. Again, keep the knees slightly soft. Standing is here. Maybe stick the bottom out until you feel the stretch. Watch you're not arching your back if you are standing. If you're seated, it is a little easier. Hanging onto the chair, make sure you're not going to fall off. Well done. Just shake it out. That's all for today. We're going to cool down now, so sitting comfortably in your chair. Slide your hands forward onto your knees. Feet are flat on the floor. Just round your upper back down, stretching through the neck. Coming back up. Taking the arms by the side of the body, just a smooch down. And back up, change sides. Push the waves. Energy, if you want to think of it that way, or just an imaginary ball and circle, taking the body and the eyes with you, change direction. Stretch across the chest. Crossing the opposite arm over the top as you come back. Piano playing, so wiggling the fingers. A little bit of body movement there as well if you wish.